It's Saturday, January 10th, 2015, and I am Frank Fry, the Gaming Geezer. Now, with coffee. There's a scary thought. Okay, I'll just get right to it. There's been an awful lot of video burning up the video waves or whatever, and we've had this whole thing about integrity, interpretation, um, fudging die rolls, so on and so forth. And I've heard some very, very, very good thoughts. There have been some excellent commentaries by Runeslinger, DBJ, Same Old G. These very thought-provoking, I think, intelligently put. A lot of people out there. So here's mine, straight up. After all is said and done, and after what I, parsing through what I think, how I feel about things. Oh, that's good. Bottom line for me is we could probably put it in several bullet points. One, I'm an entertainer. That's what I do. In terms of GMing, even in terms of playing. For role-playing games, I'm an entertainer. I've always had that outlook on it. Probably because I used to do theater in high school. Left a lasting impression on me. I've taken courses in screenwriting. I've studied screenplays. I love movies, visual storytelling. So my approach to role-playing games, especially GMing, is I'm a storyteller. I'm an entertainer. All of these people have sat down at my table, and they want to be entertained. They want to have an entertaining experience. And that's what they're going to get from me. Even if I have to fudge the occasional die roll or hand wave something or, just do it by Fiat or by Alfa Romeo. Joke there for car buffs. Sorry about that. So that's how I look at it. This is the story. This is what's happening. I've used this example before, but I'll use it again. Call of Cthulhu. And I have known campaigns that have ended dismally, not just for the player characters, but for the world. Because somebody blew a die roll, didn't find the information that they needed. Well, you know what? In my games, don't worry about it. If you need that particular piece of information to get the story, keep the story going, you're going to get it. I usually do a multiple approach. Kind of like, a flow chart. If this doesn't happen, they can go here and get this. You just think of it that way. There are alternative approaches to getting the information. And that's just one example. But for me, it's the player's enjoyment that is paramount. I always say that when I run games or I, do other things along the gaming lines, write, stories, what have you, is, we're all here to have a good time. And if somewhere along the line you have an epiphany and run across a cosmic truth, I don't charge extra. Okay? And that's how I look at it. I'm here to entertain you and myself as well. And I will confess, as a game master, sometimes I overdo it on my part by interjecting my own NPCs in there because, damn it, I want to play too. I have a really cool character here. And, of course, that takes away from the fact I have gotten away from that over the years. But when I first GM'd, started getting into RPGs, wow. But the ultimate goal could be summed up in this mantra. Wait a minute, it could be even better. I used to write for Twilight 2000, the old Games Workshop post-apocalyptic RPG. Adventures in, adventures post-World War III, which, didn't go into the major nuclear holocaust mode. And I had brought out probably one of my favorite things that I've worked on, the RDF source book. Yeah, that's what they used to call Central Command. It used to be known as the RDF, Rapid Deployment Force, before it became CENTCOM. So we came out the RDF source book, and we went to the Persian Gulf, set up all kinds of things there, set it up as a still functioning military theater of operations, admittedly at perhaps lower levels than it had started out. Cheers. But yet, there it was. Anyway, I went to a convention after that, after the book had come out. And I went up and I saw this one guy is running. And you see the RDF source books open. And boy, he's doing all kinds of interesting stuff. There's players around him were having a great time. And he was a young guy, and he was just getting into it. And he looks at me, he looks at my name tag, and he looks at the book and suddenly realizes, he says, "Are you the guy that wrote this?" I said, "Yeah. Yeah. That's me." And I had been standing there watching him for a little bit. And he said, "Am I doing this right?" I said, "Are your players having a good time playing it?" And you could see that they all were. I said, "Are you having a good time running it?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." I said, "Then you're doing it right. If what it comes down to is that you, as the game master, are enjoying running the game and your players are enjoying playing in it, you're doing it right. Whether you're fudging every die roll in existence, hand-waving every strange thing to plot twist to keep the story going, whether you're sticking to the die rolls and people are flopping over and doing this or that, as long as you are having a good time running it and your players are having a good time playing it, you are doing it right. There is, in my opinion, no such thing as the right way or the wrong way to run a game. There is only the question of mutual enjoyment. Is everybody here enjoying this experience? Because if we're not, why the hell are we doing this? Why are we doing this? That to me is the ultimate. Okay? That's how I feel about it. All right, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'd say go Chiefs, but alas, my Kansas City Chiefs didn't make the playoff this year. However, everybody have a good time, play games, and have fun.